this is Nyx, and today we are going to be building April's home from my original PS4 family. With this build, I'm trying to go for a modern Victorian look. Now, how will I accomplish this? Well, I'll let you all decide at the end. I want to try a Victorian style because most of the homes in this neighborhood are, well, different types of Victorian style homes. As you may have seen in the beginning, this is the Pendula View neighborhood in Willow Creek. Not really sure about the pronunciation, but anyway, honestly, I don't pay attention to the names of the neighborhoods and only learned that for this video. Anyway, I think this is a great lot for a Sims family. The little playground is right next door. There is a skating rink across the street if you have seasons, and there's even a fishing spot in the back. It's an overall nice looking neighborhood, and you have a great view because you're right on the river. So I originally had my family move here because I was like, cool, my Sim has money now, she can afford to live in this nice little fancy neighborhood. And her family was expanding, and I wanted to complete the kids' aspirations. Since there's a jungle gym in that playground next door, I wouldn't have to travel as much, and then my Sims can be homebodies just like me. Seriously though, the loading times are ridiculous to travel, and I can be a bit impatient. Plus, who wants to waste their time on a loading screen? Because it surely was not I. Alrighty, so let's get into the build. So I like a lot of the items from Realm of Magic, and you'll probably see quite a bit of them downstairs. I originally wanted to limit how much CC I use in this build, but I guess my tiny smooth brain was like, ooh, you have all these beautiful new items, you must use them now. And I'm like, okay, who can argue with that? Let's go ahead and throw all the CC in here. So yeah, that's how I wound up with more CC than I ever wanted in this build, but it helps improve the way it looks. So please forgive me. Anyway, here I put all this stuff down for the dining room, but I wound up moving the dining room from here to the other octagonal or hexagonal room. I don't remember how many sizes this is, but anyway, yeah. This here would be the sitting or the parlor room, because that's what Victorians had back in the day, right? Yeah. But I guess it would be more like a formal living room in modern times though, I would think. I tried to go for a different type of layout because I was like, okay, it can't be a box. The other one was very boxy. If you want to go see my previous build, it was pretty boxy. But the house that it was based off of was pretty boxy. So yeah, if you want to go see that, you can. But yeah, I was trying to make this look a little bit different. I tried to put a little bit more, you know, shapes in the house a little bit. So you'll see like some very weird walls every now and then. I tried to add like little spaces in the house because, well, first of all, the house is too big. I don't know why I keep making my houses this big. There's no reason for it to be that way. Yeah, and so I tried to add like little spaces in the walls and like little, I guess, support beams or like columns in the house to make it look more structurally appropriate, I guess. Even though there are some spaces that just don't look right and would never look right. I decided to go ahead and put the master bedroom downstairs, although I don't really know if it should be called that since I don't think it's the biggest room in the house. I feel like a lot of homes now have most of their bedrooms upstairs now, or at least the homes in my area do. Of course, there is a bathroom attached because you have to have a bathroom attached to a master, right? At least I feel like you should. Now, that's not always the case, but I like having my bathrooms attached to most rooms, as you probably see throughout this build. So I want to give you all just a little bit of backstory about this house. April inherited this home from her mother Tiana. Tiana had become a famous writer at this point and had moved on after Cooper had passed away, which is April's father. She decided to leave the house and most of the money to April since April was her only human baby girl. And April had started a family at this point, so she was like, you know what, I'll just leave the house to you. I can go do something else. I already have, like, you know, money coming in from all these different little things I am doing, which was nice, you know. But if you want to know more about the names I mentioned and the family overall, I have some links below and some clickables somewhere around here. So an overall map, you see the back of the house. but I'm pretty sure the front entrance is the same as the Gott's front entrance. It also faces the house across the street. So my house can't be facing the wrong way, right? Because I feel like every time I build on this lot, I feel like my house is facing the wrong way. But I'm like, it has to be facing the right way because it's the same entrance as like the Goth house, and it's like facing the house across the street. But anyway, the neighborhoods in the back of Willow Creek, which is, you know, where this lot is, are separated from the other communities by a river. Okay, I know they show a little ferry on the map, but is that like how they always have to go back and forth? I mean, not that it matters because it's not open to the world anyway, but I just think it would suck to take a ferry to commute back and forth every day. Although I know people do that in real life, but my gosh, you can't forget anything, and I'm super forgetful, like, because how long would it take for you to go back to get something if you've already crossed the river? Like, would you even go back to get it? Because I don't think I would, unless it was something super important, and then at that point, if you're commuting to work, you're just late. Like, what do you do? If there are any daily ferry riders, do you mind having a commute on a ferry? Like, do you have other options, but you just prefer the ferry? I mean, a ferry ride would be nice every now and then, but I don't see myself being like, I have to commute on this ferry every day to get to work or to, you know, get into wherever I need to go. It's yeah. But anyway, sorry about that. I went off on a tangent. What I was trying to say earlier is there is a bridge that I saw that connects like the other two neighborhoods in the, I guess, front of Willow Creek. So like, why didn't they do that for the neighborhoods in the back? Are they too good to have a bridge to connect them to the masses below them? Like, they didn't want them to have easy access to them or something? Like, what? Why they so quartered off from everybody else? Anyway, I say all this, but from the map, anyway, the other expensive community is pretty much an island too. But let's get back to the build again. So I know I have been jumping from room to room, but a part of the reason I do that is while I'm putting something in a room, I'll see an item I want to put in a different room. So I'll quickly just go and place that item in the other room and then go back to the room I was working on. I do that for various reasons, like I may not remember what the item is later, or I just might not be able to find it later. Because like I said earlier, I am very forgetful. And I'm not very familiar with the build by menu. So I usually just find me a beautiful lot from the lovely gallery provided, or I just modify a lot already in the game. I didn't say this earlier, but this is my third ever from ground up build, including my last speed build. So I don't really build much in Sims. I had a very difficult time trying to figure out which windows would look good on a house and picking the siding, and I spent way too much time going back and forth and just changing something in the house. This video would never end if you had to see all these times I have changed something or how long it took me to pick one thing. This took me about 2 weeks to make because I'm indecisive, unsure, whatever you want to call it. It took me way too long. Now, I didn't spend every waking second on it, but I did spend a lot of time on this house. I do think the end result is very nice though. Like, I really do think this is probably one of my best builds. But you know, with Sims, is the more you build, the better you get. Or with anything really, the more you do something, the better you get at it. Anyway, I want to try building more because I see all these amazing builds that people create. And also sometimes I have like a specific story I want to create, and I may at times need to build something very specific for it. So I cut out a lot of stuff in between because you don't need to see me taking forever to pick one little thing. So if you notice the jumps, that's why. Anyway, we are working on the study now upstairs. This is me still struggling with those windows. I think I did a much better job on the roof this time, and occasionally you may have seen me go into like free camera while in build by mode, and this is possible due to a mod called Better Build By or Build Mode Free Cam mod by Twisted Mexi. He has a lot of amazing mods and you should definitely check them out when you have a chance. I'll link the ones that I've used here in the description. This will be the hall bathroom upstairs. I tried to keep this bathroom pretty neutral. I'm trying to make my bathrooms overall smaller because for some reason I like making these huge bathrooms. There's just empty space just sitting there and it looks crazy. So I was like, okay, I have to try to like start making my bathroom smaller. So downstairs, I wanted this bathroom to have a vanity area to kind of break it up a little bit because I was like, it's a guest bathroom. It doesn't need to be a full bathroom. I know the shapes looks kind of weird now, but I don't think it looks bad. Like you'll see how it looks at the end. Oh my gosh, look, I am changing the outside again. By the way, this is not even the final look of the outside. So, you know, wait till the end to see the final look of the outside. This here is the dining room. I guess it's more of a formal dining room because it is very fancy looking down here. Over there is the sitting in our parlor room like I was talking about at the beginning. It is very fancy over here as well. So upstairs you might have noticed that purpley pink room. This is supposed to be for a teen girl. This is actually April's daughter's room. I think it may be the biggest room in the house because there's like a closet area when you walk in as well as a small bathroom, like a small bathroom. I wanted the guest bedroom to be nature themed. So it's a lot of earthy colors in this room. The blue room in the back is one of April's teen boys' rooms. Yes, I know that I am awful at making rooms for teen boys. Honestly though, I think I'm just bad at making rooms for teens in general. Oh my gosh. But this gray room is the other teen boys room. In the original house he had a little camera set up. I guess he wants to be a director or make movies. Now how does a teen afford the setup? I don't know, but I guess, you know, the family at this point did have a lot of money. I guess he was a little spoiled because I know I can afford this as a teen. The kids room exists because I usually have my twins share a room. So when my twin boys were younger, they would have been in this room. I think when they become teenagers, they deserve to have their own space. Because you know, it's a time of figuring out who you are and all that other kind of bull crap. So, you know, they kind of need their own space. At the back of the house, there is a tower where a lot of the junk is stored. But at the top, there is this nice viewing platform because if I had a house on a river, I would want to have a nice place to enjoy the view. But we are getting close to the end of the build. I just have to add more clutter and finish the landscaping. I hope this build gives you some ideas and enjoy the completed look in the end photos. Join me in a couple weeks for Alex's family home makeover. Take care of yourselves, and I pray that this will be a great year for all of us. Happy New Year. Bye.